Good afternoon all. In previous lecture we had discussed with the M phase in that prophase and metaphase. So we can little bit revise it. Prophase in that you have to remember few points. Fine. Nuclear membrane disappear, nucleolus disappear, chromosomes are I mean to say DNA is free in the cytoplasm, centromere is divided and centriole, the divided centriole it is arranged in the polar region. Fine. And then small spindle fibers are formed there. Along with that you have remembered that bipolar spindle fibers are formed there. Now metaphase. Metaphase is very important phase. So as you know that metaphase in that condensation of the chromosome occur. So condensation of the chromosome leads to we can see the chromosomes easily under the microscope. Now here what happened, you know that chromosomes are arranged in the center of the cell. Spindle fibers are elongated and kinetochores are attached with the spindle fibers and all the chromosomes are free. Arranged in the center of the cell, and that is known as metaphase plate. In this stage only, in this metaphase only, we are able to see the chromosomes easily. So now I can continue with anaphase. Okay, so you know that prophase and metaphase. Now I can continue with the anaphase. Okay, see, this is the anaphase stage. What happened here? See, first point. When you imagine that metaphase stage, so in the metaphase stage at the center of the cell, all the chromosomes are arranged in the equatorial plate. So that is known as equatorial plate or metaphase plate, fine, whatever, but in the center of the cell. But when you compare that diagram with this diagram, so here in anaphase stage what happened? Centromere is divided. So half of the chromosomes move towards the polar region. Now spindle fibers become short to pull chromosomes towards polar region. Okay, so from one chromosome, half chromosome is moved towards this pole, half chromosome is moved towards this pole. So spindle fibers are shortened. Fine. So each polar region obtain same number of chromosomes to the parental cell. Yes, here half red is there. So later on what happened? This half red and this red half join together and form the full red one. Okay. So this polar region forms obtain the same number of the chromosome to the parental cell. Now this anaphase is over. Now next to this is telophase. So here in telophase what happened? See, telophase. What happened here in the telophase? Two sister chromatids join together to form one chromosome. telophase what happened? In the telophase, two sister chromatids join together and form the one wall chromosome. Now you think about that initial cell. Now here at the end of the telophase, two nucleus are formed. So here new nuclear membrane forms, two new nuclear membrane form, and two nucleolus form. Fine. Actually here you know that on the chromosome we have specialized region known as NOR, N-O-R, nucleolus organization region. On the chromosome we have specific site that is known as NOR, nucleolus organization region. From this new nucleolus develop, and as a result here two nucleus are formed, and now to each and every nucleus one centriole is there, it is situated nearer to it. Okay, so now at the end of the telophase stage two nucleus are formed, and here you know that prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, these four phases are of karyokinesis, means division of the nucleus. Now at the end of the telophase stage, two nucleus are formed which obtain the same number of the chromosome can be similar to the parental cell. And here in telophase stage, whatever phenomenon occur in the prophase, exact opposite phenomenon occur here, and that's why it is known as reverse prophase. Fine. So at the end of the telophase stage, two nucleus are formed. Now onwards cytokinesis occur. Okay, so what happened here? Okay. So here cytokinesis is started onwards. So here two nucleus are formed. Now here cytokinesis occurs. So here what happened? Cytoplasm division starts. So this phenomenon is known as cytokinesis. But all students, please remember that one thing. So at the end of the cytokinesis here what happened? The two cells are formed. So now here the cytoplasm division starts. So here cytoplasm division notch is formed. Now this notch come close together. Now you think about that these all the diagrams are in between these two. So notch come nearer to each other. Both the notch come nearer to each other, and then when both the notch coming close to each other, then two separated cells are formed there. So as a result here the two cells are formed, and these two cells are exactly similar to the parental cell. That's why this is known as equational division. But here you remember, fine, in plant cell the cytokinesis occurs from periphery to central. Here if you think about that, here I have drawn the centriole. So it is very easy to understand that this is about the animal cell. So in animal cell periphery to central cytokinesis occurs, whereas in the plant cell cytokinesis occurs from the central to periphery region. So this is about the cytokinesis. Now, significance of mitosis. Let us discuss with the topic. significance of the mitosis here. In unicellular organism, it is one type of the reproduction. You know that. In unicellular organism, mitosis is binary fission, we say that. Right? In multicellular organisms, it is growth. So, embryonic growth from the one zygote, unicellular zygote, the whole body is generated. This is known as embryonic growth as well as development, and it is due to mitosis. In our body, increase in the length of the body parts, increase in the girth of the body parts, it is due to the mitosis. Here, mitosis maintains nucleus cytoplasm ratio in all the cells, same amount. So, to maintain pre-existing characters in newly formed cells. So, previous cells' characters are now resembled same in the new forming cells. So, we say that clones are generated. Whereas in the plants, meristematic tissue, in that it is commonly seen that mitosis division, fine, apical meristem. So, apical meristem is responsible for longitudinal growth of the plant. So, longitudinal growth means increase in the stem length and root depth. So, main axis in that increase in the growth as well as development of the root as well as stem. So, for longitudinal growth, apical meristem is present. Apical meristem is present on the tip of the stem as well as tip of the root. So, it increases the length of the stem as well as depth of the root. That's why here I use the word longitudinal growth. And lateral meristem, it increases the girth of the plant. So, you know that axillary buds are there. So, from axillary bud, new branches are formed. So, it is helpful for increasing the girth of the plant. Now, here what happened, one important point, one word I want to give you. Syncytium. It is also known as multinucleated stage. Generally, what happened here? After karyokinesis, cytokinesis occurs. After cytokinesis, again karyokinesis occurs. So here now these two daughter cells are formed here. See, here now two daughter cells are formed, and here two daughter nucleus are formed. Two daughter nucleus are formed, and here two daughter cells are formed. So here now this two daughter cell undergoes interphase stage and ready for the next M phase. Okay, but sometime what happened after karyokinesis, cytokinesis cannot occur. So continuously karyokinesis leads to multinucleated stage. in the cell. This is known as syncytium, and after favorable condition is obtained to the cell, according to the number of the nucleus, cytokinesis occur, and then multi-cells, so many cells are formed there, and if you know that, that word is known as multiple fission. Okay, so in multiple fission also continuously syncytium formation is also occurred there. Fine. So this is about the